Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. We fight our country's battles in the air, on land and sea. First to fight for right and freedom.
On this episode of Cigars and Sea Stories, Mike and Bennett are sitting down to talk about your Declaration of Independence from the status quo. It's time, it's here.
So what's the status quo, Michael?
The status quo is all of this bullshit hype, you know, as far as like, you've got to use this newfangled methodology in order to get things done. Oh, man, I get it. There are a lot of things that are out there. And some of them are really good. Like, there are some methodologies as far as with, you know, Six Sigma and Lean Sigma and a lot of these other different things. Of course, Agile, like Agile Scrum in developing software and different things like that. Here's what you can't do. You cannot apply the Agile methodology of churning out a product to running a business. Well, I mean, you can try, but you will fuck that up miserably. Seen that happen. I've also seen, and again, we're talking about status quo here. You write a business plan, you shelf it, you pull it out, I don't know, once a year, dust it off, and then kind of go back through it. It's not an actual, like, is this a continuing operation? You know, you have a plan, a vision. It's spiral bound, and it's got a glossy cover, and nobody ever pays attention to it. That's the status quo right there. That's the shit that they're pulling nowadays in general. Right. And so what we've come up with is the 5-paragraph business plan, which is based on our military's operations order, right? Anybody who's a veteran, you know, and worked off of the operations order will totally understand it. As a matter of fact, inside of the guidebook, which just released, it's up on Amazon. And you can check it out at 5paragraph.com. 5paragraph.com is a Cigars and Sea Stories experience. I mean, call it a product, I guess. The book is a product, but you have 15 tutorial episodes to go through. You have free templates to download. You can get on a free phone call with one of our advisors. When you complete the call, you'll get a free workbook. And each one is in the 5-paragraph op order template that we all know and love as military veterans, tongue-in-cheek. And we just plugged in the right business terminology where it belongs inside of that outline so that you can go out and have an action-oriented, situationally flexible business plan methodology to go off of. So all the business terms have been plugged into this planning template that's been around for 240 years. So it's taking how we do business, hook and jab in the military, and applying these modern business practices into the outline where it belongs. So you can plug and play all your modern business practices wherever you want to put them. All of those newfangled contraptions on how you're going to communicate and everything else and execute and blah, blah, blah. Great. You know, sure, use it in conjoint with Slack. But the 5-paragraph business plan template is for everybody in the organization. From the lowly private all the way up to the general. We all learn it. Because that's how we talk.
We all use it.
Yep. And
I mean, like I've been saying to you since we started down this whole road, it's the same tool that, you know, Eisenhower used to freaking plan D-Day.
Oh, yeah.
To, you know.
For sure.
Corporal Penny on a patrol in fucking Ramadi.
Hoot.
Just saying. Same plan, same construct, same freaking template, same everything.
Yep. And
you can use it for anything. People don't really see it that way, but dude, we do now. I mean, we do. We see absolutely. It. Absolutely. And we're gonna expand it as well. It's not just gonna be about business per se, but it's gonna, you know, going to expand it with other things that will also help you in your life.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, and
pretty cool.
folks who know us,
just such a simple concept. Period.
Right. Well, and if you have already listened through the tutorial episodes, thank you. I really do appreciate it. You probably have noticed that we only briefly talk about cigars and sea stories a little bit in the 5-paragraph stuff. Just, I mean, like, I maybe mentioned it once or twice. There's no other clickbacks from 5-paragraph or anything else like that. It's something that we're doing where we're working together with fellow veterans. And you heard the episode where Thomas McPherson and I sat down and talked about the Create Space side of things in getting the book into, you know, Amazon. You can purchase it on Create Space or on Amazon. It's live right now. Go ahead, pick it up. It's $14.95. Me personally, I highly advise that you just go to 5paragraph.com right now and go through the experience and see if this is something that you really want to do as far as like being an entrepreneur. And Bennett and I meeting at the Institute of Veterans and Military Families and working on the nuts and bolts of a great business plan and being taught through that methodology, I felt that was a great, I mean, didn't you, that little spiral bound, it was like 43 pages. It was good.
Yeah, it was good.
All of the curriculum for IVMF, I was thoroughly impressed with. And I don't know about you, but I read and have read, again, those books.
Well, I still use them as reference. I still use them as references, so.
And they're all highlighted up and everything else.
We should talk to them about, see if anything's been updated. And maybe them offering that up to graduates.
There you go. Because
just saying. Just putting that out there. Just saying.
And I bring it up in this context because you and I met there and understood that planning methodology. We're both Marines. You having gone on to use the op order in the Army as well.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that it carries over to both sides. And then talking to other Army veterans. So really it's Army and Marine Corps primarily use the operations order.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, there are other elements of the other branches that still use that 5-paragraph operation standard methodology.
Correct.
So in kind of batting this back and forth, we looked at IVMS curriculum as well as what we had learned there, as well as the experience and what we had learned ourselves as entrepreneurs. But then also, I mean, just massive network that we have. Like, and it's, when we say network, it's not, oh man, you got a big network so that you can get things done and all of this other stuff. Yeah, sure, that's great. Yes, of course. But we have a great network of mentors. We have a great network of professional business people, business leaders.
And just peers to just knock shit off of all the time. You know, like, hey, how does this sound to you? Does this sound legitimate? Does this sound viable?
Right.
What kind of research have you done? Well, I've done this, and this, and it seems, you know, but here, let me send it over and see what you think.
So it's been...
That's such an invaluable tool. Seriously.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, but even it's like, it's one thing to have mentors, right? But it's also another to have a group of guys and gals to just unload shit on and let them go through it and see if they see what you see.
Oh yeah.
I mean, how many times do we do that on a weekly basis?
Absolutely.
It's freaking asinine. So,
but you're talking about internally we have 20 or 30 reliable people.
Oh yeah.
And then I mean, outside of that, thousands.
I mean, we created it. I'm just saying it's you know,
right.
It's there, folks. You just have to go out and do it.
Right. Well, and it's what I'm trying to say is we worked with a lot of other people in order to compile this information. It's not us working in the darkness trying to put together this product that hopefully you guys will like. You know, it's going around and talking to other veterans and other business leaders who have never served a day in uniform, who are ardent patriots, who just want to come out and help, and they're part of this veteran service organization scene. But they're also business leaders in their different own right. And those different elements have made a key difference in putting together this overall 5-paragraph business plan and a lot of the other things to follow. But the point that I'm looking to make here is that we're taking our military experience, our military background, and everything else. We're catalyzing that experience. We're using what we've learned in an accumulative sense to go out into the greater population. Is the easiest way to put it. It's not out into the civilian world. It's into America, into an American and then hopefully a global market, because we have so many listeners. I mean, we've been listened to, believe it or not, on all 7 continents. I know that now.
Oh yeah, I mean our analytics show it.
All right,
so we can literally I mean, when you've got guys listening in Afghanistan, it's kind of cool.
Yes, and like. Chief out on ship, wherever you are, quick shout out. You rock, man. Thanks for, sending a message and all sorts of stuff. We'll have more Navy guys on. I get it. They want to hear more Navy guys on.
We are the men's department of the Navy. Just saying.
We'd love to get SEALs on here, but they're writing books and talking body count. I don't know how to get them on, Maybe.
No, I know.
Maybe we'll get Marcus on.
We've got a couple connections. I'm just really surprised we haven't had anyone on yet. But you know what? Let's be honest, though. We haven't tried that freaking hard. I mean, we will here soon, but we haven't.
Well, and I think that's the beautiful thing with Cigars and Sea Stories is we have a conversation with you folks who are awesome, who are amazing Cigars and Sea Stories listeners, and I'm not blowing smoke. I think you people are fucking awesome. Just for tuning in. For the 5-star reviews, oh my God, man!
I mean, at the end of the day, let's be honest, Michael. We're not doing this for money.
No,
we're doing this because it's fun, it adds value, and frankly, we've met more people through this podcast than we could ever imagine without it, and it's just fun.
Absolutely,
and I mean, shit. And I love the people that we meet and we talk to, and next thing you know, you've got, it's all just expands the freaking network. It's just awesome.
See, and that's the thing, because you always hit it, like the value that we're looking to bring and offer up is pointed towards Schmeckatelli over there in the corner. That is part of the conversation. If you've ever heard us talk about Schmeckatelli and the Every Marine. And frankly, I need Cigars and Sea Stories. We talk about this offline.
It's therapeutic.
And it's therapeutic, but it's also, people say, what's the biggest thing? How are you maintaining some sort of like routine? The consistency and the workload that we have put on ourselves with Cigars and Sea Stories is very much so therapeutic, but I need it as a consistency in my life. Like I love the fact that we get to sit down and BS and hang out and do all sorts of stuff. There's factoids at the end of every episode. If you haven't caught on yet, go and check out the fact. You got to listen through, listen to the end, and tell a friend if you've ever heard us talk about the factoids.
But also, for full disclosure, that's a newer thing,
right?
So,
but it's. And it's because a lot of these episodes, and I'm sure that longtime listeners understand, they trail off. They go into different places that you wouldn't otherwise think. And potentially you'll learn something along the way. We're very deep thinkers naturally. I have no problem using that term. Like, I'll sit out on the back porch and talk to somebody about how I believe the secret to the universe is bubbles. Maybe a topic for another time.
We don't have time to go into that.
But it's something where, in my day job at Bunker as director of programs and going around and talking to other veterans who are in entrepreneurship and business leaders in this area and abroad, that has gone into this 2 years of market research as far as, are we putting these things in the right place, sequence, so on and so forth, that have to do with 5 paragraph. They're all intertwined. Doing Cigars and Sea Stories. So us going to IVMF turned into Cigars and Sea Stories. doing Cigars and Sea Stories and bringing 5 Paragraph to the forefront got us into Bunker. And then those two different, I mean, you know, you and I have each done different things adjacent to, which has then catalyzed itself into being able to, if we were not a member of IVMF or hadn't been through Bunker or hadn't had the network that we have right now, there's no way that we would be able to put 5paragraph.com out there confidently. I would not. The imposter syndrome would be way too high for Mike alone, kind of a deal, to like try to put something out there like that. You know what I'm saying? It takes a village to raise an idiot. I mean, a child.
And you're definitely an idiot.
Right. In some circumstances.
You're a moron.
But that's the thing, though, is we pinged this thing, 5paragraph.com has been bounced off of hundreds of people not
just bounced off of, but actually used by.
Right.
I wouldn't say it's hundreds. It's dozens. It's been used by, I can think of about 10 people off the top of my head.
Right.
And I'm sure there's more that I don't know about.
Oh, you're talking about going through the full experience and actually implementing
just actually
it right
using
now.
it to plan and execute either a business or a project within their business. That's what I'm talking about. Right. And it's not all me, folks. I didn't use it 10 times to do it. Just saying. It's actually 10 separate business owners.
Right.
Or project managers or leaders within a business. So that's the other thing. It's the leadership.
Oh, hands down.
Tool. It's you being able to use it in your actual day-to-day operation of your business as well. It's not just the plan. I mean, the 5-paragraph business plan is kind of a generic title. It's just because that's what it started as. But then the more you look at it, the more you go, oh my God, this is an organizational tool as well.
Yes.
Just like we used it inside the military, but you didn't. You know, I don't think we saw that when we started down this road with it. I don't think we saw that as like, oh my God, this is way bigger than just a business planning tool, period.
Right. So. Well, and I think it harkens back to our, it's 5-paragraph operations order, right? So, you can only use that for operations then. Like, what? What are you talking about? No. I can kick a frago to go and dust a broom closet, for Christ's sake. What do you mean? It works for everything across the board. So you can write a full 5-paragraph operations order on an operation, obviously, right? But you can write a 5-paragraph op order to go out and do a logistics train, a logistics convoy for where you're going to go. That's not necessary. I mean, it's an ongoing, continuous operation. So it's kind of, okay, so do we want to call this the 5-paragraph business operations? Or something along. I remember kind of tinkering around with the name and stuff like that also, because it was like...
Well, yeah, but then we were just like...
Right. Nope, it's 5-paragraph business plan. Boom, let's go. It's the action-oriented business management tool for leaders. I mean, that's it. It is situationally flexible. So all you need to understand is how to observe and orient yourself, decide that action which you want to make, and then commit the action. Right? OODA loop, observe, orient, decide, act. But then when you put it into 5-paragraph business terminology, or when you put it into 5-paragraph terminology, really, I mean, just business leaders that are out in the field, once you get through the executive level and the operational level plan, I would say, the admin and logistics, the command and signal, that's coming from the overall organization. Those teams that are out in the field shouldn't have to worry about their admin and logistics and their command and signal. That's how they got there, hopefully. You know what I mean? Otherwise, they just sent you to Houston and you have no logistics? Like, if you get off a plane in somewhere and you have no idea where you're going, what you're doing, the hotel you're staying in, or anything else like that, you're either an entrepreneur, an intrapreneur, you're out there alone and unafraid vision leader, or somebody has just screwed you royally, as far as like a business leader is concerned. And I say it like that because situation, mission, execution. Situation is essentially why you're doing this. It's the problem opportunity. It's whatever lies ahead. Mission is how you're going about doing that, the directives, the statements, the values of the organization. And then executing it is what you're actually doing about that, the solution that you are providing. Situation, mission, execution. So if you've got an executive level plan that you might dust off, you dust it off annually to revise it with the board, but then quarterly it's held up in review along with your operational plans. And operational plans are done quarterly. Department heads do operational plans all the time. And then your key leaders in the field, it's like, well, I've got the overall executive plan. They should have visual on that to at least understand 30,000 foot to where all the components fit. And then you have the operational departments. I understand what they're doing now as adjacent units. And now I can brief my key leaders that are in the field. Well, now all my key leaders have that warm and fuzzy feeling like, hey, man, I'm taken care of. And then they go out and they execute. And how do they execute? Situation, mission, execution. Situation.
Well,
mission,
and again,
execution.
what's so cool is the same way that units do it differently in the military. It is so flexible per business unit as well.
Right.
So it could be used at a company like Mass Mutual, or it could be used at a company like, Divvy Investments. Or it could be used at, it doesn't matter. It could be a one-stop shop, one-man party at a job, or it could be a thousands of employees. It's very flexible, and that's what's so cool. And business styles, business types, business whatever, it can be modified or what. And that's the other thing. It's flexible. It's the flexibility and the ability to modify it to fit your needs it's endless.
Right. Well, and I've seen countless other pieces of literature on this where they've taken the operations order and they've slapped a veneer on it. Harvard Business Review did a piece on it most recently.
Right. Well, I can pull it up. Yeah, we need to probably put that in the show notes for this episode.
Yeah. Because
it is a really good article.
Oh, yeah. Well, and frankly, there's no problem with how other people are going about doing that. What we have done is not put a veneer on it. This does not have a civilian veneer. This is a outline that is in military terms. It's the exact terms we use in the military. Enemy, salute reports, MET-TTSL, which is more advanced than the MET-TT or MET-TTL. There are other various forms of it. But we compiled the U.S. militaries into one, so it's ours. I mean, basically, let's put it this way. If you compile these things into one, right, and you wrote a DOD-wide military operations order, okay, like a 5-paragraph operations order, you could then give that to anybody else in the military that already understands the op order, has a rough understanding of it, and they would be able to go out and execute. You essentially have given them a greater amount of detail than what is actually necessary, which is good. It's good. So we threw in space and logistics because you, the entrepreneur or the entrepreneurial department head, the business leader inside who's looking to implement this team, you're going to need to understand space and logistics, as well as team and support, terrain and weather, time, space and logistics, depending upon what you're providing out there. So, and if you're the leader in the field, okay, we've got to travel X distance, or this is our area that we're going to be doing business in, whatever. Say you're going to a trade show event or something along those lines. That's your space. What's the logistics that are associated with that? So putting together your trade show booth, anything else like that, right? Just basic type stuff.
Yep.
And so I like to bring that back in. This is a military operations order. Sure, I started originally with the Marine Corps op order and then expounded upon that in different ways and talking through with all of these other veterans to make sure that you have something that is definitely used DoD-wide, or could be used DoD-wide, essentially. That is the U.S. military op order that you're going to see in the book. You know, if you're a military veteran and you get the book, it's a good refresher because it's right there in the beginning. But I say it like this because the other folks that are out there take our military terminology and go, it's a little harsh. We're going to need to go about it this way. And frankly, it loses its luster. Because in my opinion, the problem opportunity is your goddamn enemy and you're going to go crush it. Now, the problem opportunity happens to live as a demand within a population of people. So you're targeting a population that is demanding that which you could potentially provide. And then you go out and provide it. That's how you go and attack that need, that enemy. And whatever your population in need has for a need, like however those people are hurting, however they're deficient, they need food, water, shelter, energy, they need disaster relief, whatever it is, whatever their need is your enemy. And you will go crush it. And that is the reason why it's in these terms. Yes, it is very militaristic. And it is so that you can go forth alone and unafraid. And you can venture off into foreign lands. Do you think that we went over to Afghanistan and then called back to the Pentagon and said, okay, what do we do now? No. We were charged. You will go forth and do this. You have been placed under this authority. We maintain ultimate responsibility. Let's go and slay bodies, kind of a deal. And that's the point. That is why you are declaring independence from the status quo. Because that other cheesy... it's cheesy. I have no other way to put it. They've spackled over all sorts of other things. No, it's our methodology. It is the U.S. military's methodology of winning wars. It's been around for 240 years. This is how we do it. And you ask us to come in and talk about leadership and all of these other things. How about you pick up our methodologies of how we actually get the job done? Your team's not going to understand JJ did tie buckle overnight, okay? My Marines right now are like, oh yeah, I know. JJ did tie buckle? Yeah, couldn't tell you that off the top of my head. Don't give a shit. And of course, we're speaking to our Cigars and Sea Stories audience. We hope that you see the value in this product. Bear in mind, the only cost is the guidebook. Everything else on 5paragraph.com. That experience for you guys, the Cigars and Sea Stories listener, and everything else, we've put it to you folks first. You're the first people that we've spoken to about all of these things. We have not broadcast it to the world. We are about to, in a huge, huge way. We are going to tell them about 5paragraph.com. And when we see success in it, and people say, hey, how are you doing this? The only thing that we ask is you say, I learned it in the military. We learned it in the military. Check out 5paragraph.com. That's it. It's 5 like the number, paragraph.com. 5 like the number, 5 the digit, paragraph.com. And just, that's it. How the hell are you doing this? Learned it in the military, man. 5paragraph.com. That's it.
Too easy. When it is a private.
This is ours. I can't stress this enough. Jesus, man. Mike didn't make this in his garage and then unleashed it to the world. This is ours. We have worked with a lot of people in order to create something that hopefully we are all proud of and can potentially champion, and this will uplift our subculture of veterans and patriots. Those patriot supporters, the spouses, and the supporters that are bedside and doing all of these other different things. I'm getting calls. I'm telling you, I was chatting with one of the guys I served with who's overseas. He's a contractor. I'm not going to use his name. And he's like, how do you like entrepreneurship? Chatting with that dude. Like, he's on the other side of the globe trying to figure out how he's going to put all of these things together. Boom. That's yes. Yes. Awesome. What is going to be the next mission? How can we tackle it? Boom. 5 paragraph. It correlates where you're coming from with where you want to go if you're a military veteran. But bear in mind, we've catalyzed our experience. We are bringing this outward to the greater population, to the bigger masses, essentially. So if you're on board and you like it and you use it as a program, I mean, if you want to get a testimonial up on 5Paragraph and you want to get a shout out for your own business, we'll do it. You've already seen Will Amos is on there. We're going to have Adam Bird, I believe, has given us a testimony. We've got other guys and gals, little 30-second testimony, whatever it is. And we'll put you on 5paragraph.com along with your website, you know, and a shout out for you guys achieving success with it. That's awesome. You know, so check it out. It's at 5paragraph.com. I'm done. I'm off my soapbox. I'm super passionate about this stuff. It's awesome. You know what I mean? So
I do.
Bennett's like, just let him go.
Yeah, exactly. That's what happens. That's what happens. As long as you stay in your lane.
Right?
I don't fuck with you.
Dude, and the other thing, too, is it's like, you know, we're going to do other stuff. We're going to do other webinars and workshops. We're going to go out and do retreats. We're working with other advisors. We're constantly bringing in other professionals who were patrol leaders.
And expanding.
And just expanding like crazy in order to achieve success together. You want to know what my goal is? You ready for this? My goal is that goes and it's awesome and we're all having fun and building business and yada yada yada, and Mike gets to go and write. Like, I have books to write, man. That's what I want to do. It sounds dorky, but like
not nonfiction books.
Right.
Fucking fiction.
Right, fiction. I've got like novels and stories and all sorts of things. I'm actually, you know, there's How to Manage Chaos and Unleash Havoc.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have just so many other different projects that we're working on. You know, I'm a voice actor. I do animated stuff for that show Discharged. Hello, check it out on Facebook. We are Discharged. There are other things, other passions in life that we each are going. We use 5Paragraph as the vessel to be able to get there. Like, we implement 5Paragraph business plan when we write proposals, when we do agreements, when we do anything together. It's always a 5Paragraph operations order. And then, yeah, just take that legalese that it was looked over by attorneys, plug that in there. Okay, the cap table out of the operating agreement, we're going to give that to the CPA. They look it over. Yeah, it looks good. The numbers match up. Plug that in where it belongs. You have the methodology. Like, there it is. Boom. And now just plug in the different components where they belong. So, hey, you're going to, that's something where it's like, okay, we've all had our hand in creating this thing. Now let's all use it. Beat the shit out of it. And then go and do whatever we would like to do in life by using that. Does that make more sense? Like, it's I picture it like the Sphere. Remember that movie?
Right. Yeah. No, I know.
It's like, I'm gonna grab mine. Like, cool, we made this thing that's awesome. It's like everybody made a giant pizza. Now we're enjoying our slice. I don't know. I don't know how else to. Or you're taking that and going and I'm going to go do other things also. There's other things.
Right.
I'm going to do some Hemingway shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think I've got another TED Talk in me. Stuff like that. I'll get out there.
Sure.
So instead of, you guys should see me right now. Just full on flow. So much just, I look like Forrest Gump when he was running cross country. I'm almost there.
You're almost there.
I definitely look like I belong on Deadliest Catch.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just
Deadliest Catch in January.
Like, I'm telling you right now, in doing this and putting these different things together, because somebody's got to do it. Somebody has to sit down and physically put hands on keyboard and make this happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
My lawn in the backyard got to 4'3". Okay. 4'3". People are like, dude, you're not mowing your lawn? No, because the sun is down. Keep in mind, it's June. Okay, these are the longest days of the year. The sun is down by the time I'm done working. Can't. I mean, I could flashlight mow the lawn, but that's inconsiderate to the neighbors. By the time I actually tackled it, it took 6.5 hours and I almost died. Just saying. Just a little, no martyrdom. No martyrdom. Just trying to throw it out there.
You're
just
a martyr.
Just fucking, you gotta go, man. Like, hey, the lawn can wait. Like, oh, what are we doing? You know, we should get new stationery. No, that can wait. You know, like, is it a clutter right now in this office? You goddamn straight. It can wait for right now. You know, just a little bit. Like, pick up, yeah, it's organized here, cool. It can wait. Like, priority, damn it. You know what I mean? And I'm like that. I'm that type of guy. Like, I will lock myself in an office for 8 to 12 hours and force myself to go, you know, eat. It's typically due to a bathroom break. You know what I mean? So, it's one of those things where it's like, we've put this thing together. It's there. It's awesome. I love doing stuff like this. It puts me back into that operational tempo, the way that we had when we were downrange. And I'm very thankful that it's done and the hard work is past as far as putting together everything. And now the fun times are ahead of us where we're implementing the plan. Each one of us, we're improving it every day, you know, in some small way. And then probably every quarter, we're going to take a look at that template that's online and update it with any new business terminology. But that template that's on 5paragraph.com, that's always free. Always free. People think we're nuts. That template is always free. Always. Forever. You can always go to 5paragraph.com and download our template, and we update it. So we're going to go out and do other things, and we're going to take the plan, and we're going to beat the shit out of it, and then we're going to improve it. And we really hope you do the same. That's it. That's it, man.
That's it.
I'm just saying. I'm just so happy. I really am. This is amazing. I could like freaking cry. This is, 2 years of coming together, and yeah, it's awesome. Check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Check it out. So, and a huge thank you to Bennett Tanton, who amazing. You are an amazing business partner, sir. This is the greatest long distance relationship I've ever had.
I've ever had.
And when we see each other face to face, it's like nothing. It's boom. It just in business.
Get shit done.
We're gonna see each other soon. We're gonna hang out. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that later.
Yes, sir.
You got anything for these fine people?
Well, since we're kind of talking about like freeing yourself and making money, right? Let's just talk about money for 1 second in the physical term. money notes in the United States are not made from paper. They are made mostly of a special blend of cotton and linen. And in 1932, here's the factoid. In 1932, when a shortage of cash occurred in Washington State, the notes that were made out there were made out of wood for a brief period.
Wow.
I don't know how that's done, but I guess it would be wood.
I wonder how much that would be worth nowadays.
I don't know. I'll find out.
Wow. I never knew that. That's cooler than Spartan dog tags being made out of wood, because that just makes sense back then.
Right.
But like they made money out of wood.
Like actual money out of wood, because there was a shortage of cash, so they had to come up with something that they could make it out of quick.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
Good stuff, man.
Anyway.
There you go. Stay to the end and tell a friend. Gotta love it. Gotta love those factoids. Mm-hmm. See? Aren't you glad you stuck around? I know I am.
Hey, if they're too stupid, I don't know what to tell you.
Right?
That's what you get.
That's what you get.
Useless facts. Useless knowledge.
Hey, folks, thank you. Thank you for listening to the show. Thank you to our sponsors, veteranslist.us. If you're a business owner and you want to get a featured membership on Veterans List, you want to get certified as a veteran-owned business, essentially, there on veteranslist.us, you can get a featured membership half off when you enter in discount code Cigars and C. That's 50% off when you enter in discount code Cigars and C to get a featured membership on veteranslist.us. And we've had those guys on the show, Rick Yost, Will Amos, in separate occasions. Great guys. Check them out. Spartan Media, we got to have Jeremy on. He's just a million miles an hour. That guy's all over the freaking place. Jeremy over at Spartan Media. You guys
way too busy.
Excuse me. And I, of course, want to thank you guys for making a great site. Your continued support is just amazing. Heroes Media Group, all of you guys over there, Adam Bird, the founder over there, and it just doing big things. You guys are doing huge stuff. Excuse me. Got a frog in my throat.
You're all jacked up today.
And it just, they're doing great things. They've been featured on race car. I want to say it was on NASCAR.
Well, they are. No, they're on a NASCAR.
They are. They're on a NASCAR.
Veterans racing. Shit.
Yeah,
it's like the veterans racing team or something. It's
freaking awesome.
It's a car. Yeah.
They're on a car. We need to do more with them and talking to. We've been busy. You get it.
Slightly.
A little bit. So
I have one more money factoid.
Do it.
The 3 wealthiest families in the world have more assets than the combined wealth of the 48 poorest nations. So what does that tell you? Go out there and fucking get some.
Just get it. They're going to print more money, which, by the way, they're not printing shit. They just start adding digital ones and zeros. It's a world of abundance.
Anyway. Yep.
Go for it. Add
There's
value
enough out there for everybody.
Add value. Like, kind of, it's kind of like dynamite. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can mine for resources or, like, blow open safe banks or bank safes. So, like, add value. 5 paragraphs.
So if you want to do stuff like this, if you want to get out there and add value and change the world and change your freaking stars or whatever the hell you want to call it, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just do something different. Make it better. Take something that's there and make it better.
There you go.
Really not that difficult.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Cigars and Sea Series. Thank you for being a part of this push on 5paragraph.com. And just keep listening, folks. On that note, we cue the music.
I will flag up front to